I mean, the breakthrough that I really had and experienced today was that there's a new context arising for human creativity and collaboration. I don't think there's been a period in human history, at least in recent years, where there's been a very clear context, a third party context like artificial intelligence is, that is going to be so transformatively disruptive to our economy and our way of life that I'm starting to see these communities bubble up where they're getting that we're going to have to start working together, creating together, collaborating together instead of competing against each other, because that model won't serve us in the days of AI. And so what I was really present to throughout this event is how this community is one of those communities that is hearing the clarion call of our time and realizing that it is absolutely essential that we stop competing and start creatively collaborating. So it's work I'm already doing. Our community is a community of communities, and what we're doing is looking for other like-minded communities to kind of bundle ourselves together as like a macro community, even though there's still sort of separate, I guess, tribes inside of it or something, but there's alignment on sort of the core value system. And so coming out of this, for me, it's just a realization that that work that I'm already doing felt a lot more affirmed today, having this experience. And I'm already having conversations with people about how do we start to work together. What I can say is, and I've only just been getting to know her over the last couple of months, but I have been overwhelmingly impressed with how authentic, how heart-centered, how much of a servant's heart that she has. And I found it to be so refreshing in a world that is usually, all about, there's four currencies. There's time, information, money, and space. And money is usually the last one that we will give to people. And so we give our time, and then we give some information, and then we may share space with them, and then we may give them money. And it's usually in the context of what can I get from someone. But in the case of Amber and the community she's built, she gives of her time and information and shares space freely with people. And that helps everyone make more money because they're working together. So she's, a great example of someone who's helping to shift the paradigm and show through her being and her actions what the new paradigm could look like or can look like and how it can operate. We live in a time where it's never been more important to ask, what does it mean to be human? It's always been a question throughout history, but there's been no sort of, as I said, outside event that's now really forcing the issue to understand the distinction about what a human is and human intelligence in the context of artificial intelligence and where we're headed with it. And I think that we have been such a left-brain society. We've been more human doings than human beings. As I think there's a real call right now in our time in the age of AI to start to reconnect to ourselves, to each other, and to nature, including our nature as human beings, and how do we get back to that? And so there's just never been a more important time to really ask that question and to go within. And if anyone who's watching this is like, I don't know where to start, Amber's community would be a great place to start. I know our community's up to the same task and others, but we are building the tools and the resources before the tsunami of desperation comes.